here's the next part of, I guess, the Cressida rebuild. I've actually over the course of the past couple days, I've actually been doing a couple things on the car without filming. But to start us off, I did get a few things in the mail for the car. New oil catch can, comes with actually a filter, all the fittings for it. Got all my wiring stuff that I'm not sure if I'm gonna need. Also got the new AN fitting, or AN line and fittings for the turbo. That's not car related. And then in this little cardboard thing is the new gaskets for the turbo. But yeah, so not sure if I'm gonna build the new line today and get the turbo stuff all squared away, but I am working on a few things. But also what I did do is I actually trimmed back the quarter panel a little more. Still needs a little more. I gotta cut this top section. Here it is, test fitted on the car. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you would have saw me post a picture of that on my story with it mocked up. I don't know what the last thing I filmed was, but yeah, green hood is on. This whole front part of the car is kind of on hold for the moment, but what I'm doing right now is slowly dissecting and cross-referencing the harness. I actually found a guy on one of, I believe it's, let me try and find it. It's on one of the forums. It's actually, here, I'll put my phone down, but this guy, shout out to him. He wrote up this whole guide on how to do this, down to actually building the engine to handle boost, or what parts you need to boost the engine. Yeah, July 6, 2015, but yeah, everything you need, have a lot of this installed. He used a micro squirt as well with the 8-foot harness, which is what I have. Yeah, and then he goes through, he pretty much cross-referenced the entire harness for this ECU to the factory harness. So that makes it quick and easy. What I'm doing right now is kind of just getting myself familiar with the factory harness, which I've already cut a couple wires, so I'll show you guys that now. But these two wires right here are for my injectors, which 5Ms from the factory, and I believe a lot of other Toyotas are batch fire. So what that means is it'll fire all of the injectors at the same time. What I didn't know, which is kind of cool, is you can actually wire it to where it fires independently. So you'll have two banks firing independently, which would be cylinders 1, 3, and 5. Their injectors will fire at the same time, and then 2, 4, and 6 will fire together. So unsure how I want to wire that. I might still leave it the factory way, because right here, even though it splits off to these two wires, which I cut, this right here is actually just interface into the chassis, which I'm going to try and save. But yeah, as you see right here, they all hook together and then split back off again to go to their respective banks of injectors, and then further up the line it'll split into 3 wires per each one of the ones I just showed you. So 3 red wires, 3 blue wires, and that's all 6 of your injectors. But yeah, I'm gonna try and salvage as much as I can to utilize this whole thing, still interfacing into the car. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, is I'm kind of trying to figure out, okay, which wires actually go to the factory ECU that I need or can use for this. Yeah, I'm gonna get to work. Alright, what's up everyone? It's late. What is today? Friday night. David's here. The camera died halfway through the last clip of wiring, which we got a lot of it kind of done. Also trimmed up the other corner. Kind of messed with this one too. It was mocked up, but we just took it off. This one kind of got cut a little bit, and it's kind of sad day because we're going to pull this chunk of the livery off. David's here. It's probably midnight by now. But yeah, we're going to get this pulled off, and I'm going to mark up where I'm going to cut my car up. So that'll be fun. Cross between that, messing with wiring. Should be getting the new panels for the shark nose hopefully sometime next week, so we can get started on that. But yeah, we're gonna get to work. All right, we're pulling it off. There's one chunk.
Yeah.
David. Alright, we're just marking up the... This whole thing of Bondo is going to fall off when I make that cut, but whatever.
There's a ladder. Now you gotta follow that bottom line all the way back.
Well, we're going to do some blasphemy at some point, cutting up a straight body Cressida.
Hang on, you said straight?
Hey, don't go over there. Don't
You
go
said
over
straight?
There. There's spiders, David.
Nah, a little bit of fucking dance, yeah, brother. It ain't no straight guy.
Yeah, this side's straight.
Is it though?
No, this side's like hella straight.
You got the livery on it, so can't figure out all the dance. Can't
It's the other
fucking
side that
believe
has
it.
dents. This
Yeah.
side's fine.
Supposedly is fine. If it's a fine. Why are you cutting it all out?
We're cutting them. Alright, David's over here building some AN lines for the turbo. And I'm wiring the distributor. Well, extending the wires for the distributor, and then we'll splice them into here, which I believe these two wires, these are the ones for my distributor. So yeah, slowly but surely, David.
Slowly but surely.
Don't you miss this a little bit?
Only a little. Don't get your hopes up.
Race car stuff on the kinda not really race car.
I mean, you claim it to be whatever you want it to.
Hey man, it's fast. I think it's fast. I don't know. For being hella old, it'll hold its own. But yeah, we're gonna get back to work. There's the little update. David's just over here fitting up the line now.
Maybe. If it'll go on properly. And not cross thread this.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to work. All right, what's up everyone? Yeah, I've just been kind of sitting here in the garage, trying to wrap my brain around jumping from the back of the car to the front of the car. Kind of just trying to wrap my head around how I want to do the shark nose for this car. I've kind of been watching videos, messaging some people, browsing around on the internet, trying to figure out how people do this, and I've seen multiple ways. Moonlight Runners, they do theirs out of fiberglass. a couple other people, one guy on Instagram, he actually got a whole nother set of panels, so another hood and fenders, and cut them and grafted them onto his car that way. A lot of people, they just make theirs sheet metal ones from scratch, and I'm trying to figure out what the best way for me to do that for my car would be. I'm kind of leaning more towards the sheet metal from scratch, but that's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of time. Yeah, kind of just trying to figure that out. A couple things we did get the, what will be the new hood, because this one doesn't have any dents in it, unlike mine. So we got this one set on. I've got the D-Max style hood vent mocked up on here, just placed on here. It's gonna need some work because of the heat from last summer. It did warp a little bit, so I gotta see if I can try and bring it back. And yeah, I kind of got some template pieces. This one is right here for the front. We're only doing, overall it would be like a 9-inch extension, but kind of looking around at how people do it, they usually, this chunk right here, they'll actually square this off to the nose of this. I just realized that's not bolted in, so that's cool, but they'll box this in and start their shark nose from here. So from the front of this, that's where they'll start their leading edge for it. If you guys don't know what a long nose or shark nose is, look it up. It's, for especially these cars, it's something that's very, I guess, Japanese. I don't really want to say that, but I can't really think of the word. But that's kind of the styling that these cars were in the 80s and early 90s, which is kind of the theme that I want to go. I want to follow in that because that's the kind of stuff I'm into. Especially with the Kaido-esque livery, I think having, well, Kaido-esque plus Itasha. But yeah, having that front end on this would actually be pretty cool. This clip's probably running pretty long. I don't even know what this day is going to turn into or how much of this footage I'm going to use. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to keep brainstorming and maybe try and make some more templates. I got a couple ideas off of online on how people make templates. So we're gonna go from there. I might remeasure and see how long I actually want this front end to be. I might want to make it a little bit longer than what I've measured out to, like 9 inches, after seeing what people do. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys down and just keep brainstorming and researching, and yeah.